Let's review a club that really doesn't get a lot of press, but it's really, really needed. Welcome back to the McGolf Fitting Room. Jim McCleary here, and what we are reviewing today is the Callaway Full Toe Wedge. Now, why did I say that before? Because just like putting, all the short game stuff does not get nearly the credit that it deserves. All right, we absolutely, positively need this stuff in order to score better, right? We need to putt better, wedge better, the whole 9 yards. And wedges are always, you know, people go, oh, I need this, I need that, and they move on. And that couldn't be further from the truth, okay? During a fitting, you should have your wedges looked at, all right? Because the type of swing, the type of environment, the type of divot, the way that the courses that you play, the way the greens are laid out, the way the sand is raked or not raked, all these different things come into play, and the way that you want to play, whether you want to be the next Phil Mickelson or it's just a guy you just put it down, it's a tool, point, click, and chip, and away you go. All right, it is truly a truly personalized club. And you really, really need, and the shaft comes into play as well. So here recently, Callaway has released the full toe, right? The full toe wedge. And there it is, the full toe wedge. Now, the full toe wedge, the cool part about this is it's kind of a marriage between the PM grind and the Mac Daddy 5. In that, if you guys remember the PM grind was this big high toe, and although not the very first high toe, really started a popularity of the high toe again. All the other companies have got one of their models and all that other stuff, but it started that. Now, the thing with the Mickelson grind was it was extraordinarily heavy, and it kind of looked funky out of dress, but everybody really liked the face that was on it. You know, a lot of guys were digging on the face, and the face kind of looked like that. Let's see if we can get this guy to, there we go. All right, basically what does that mean? It means lines all the way across the face, okay? And if you're opening up the blade and you're scooping underneath of it, that higher toe with all those lines across the top basically give you more hitting area. What's wrong with that, right? And if you don't use it, well, then there you go. You didn't need it, right? And so it's okay. So what makes this thing so special, right? Everybody's talking about, you know, what makes the wedge so special? Well, let's go over some of the characteristics of it, right? Number one is the sole grind. We've talked about sole grinds before. The sole grind, there's there's four sole grinds that Callaway uses. The S grind, the C grind, the X grind, and then the W grind. W being wide, right? The C is in between. So what is the C grind? All right, well, the C grind is that, right? See, we're up here in the toe area. I'm gonna keep my hand behind her. So either you can see the hand or the toe and the heel has a modicum of relief in it. And then there's a good flat there, and the flat's for interacting with the turf, all right? So you can go down there and not get stuck. The heel and toe grind, you know, you'll get told, oh, it's for opening up the blade, and then you can do all those different things with it. Albeit you can, I'm gonna tell you there's another reason. Unless you play a perfectly flat course, I mean, how many times have you had toe down, heel up type shots? So when this club is sitting here and it's heel up, and if you didn't have some of that removed, it would be really, really hard to accommodate that shot. All right, it would be very, very hard, and particularly on a toe down. So if you're on a very, very hilly course, the relief, the heel and toe relief comes into play big time. So this is a good thing, right? Now, this is a 5612, right? So what do they come in? They come in 56 through 62, 54 through 62, sorry. They come in 54 through 62 in 2 degree increments. So 54, 56, 58, 60, 62. All right, and they're 56 degrees. That's what they are. Now the bounce is going to be 12 on the 54 and 56, 10 on all the rest. Works for me. Now they're also supposed to be D3 swing weights for steel, D2 for graphite. That's going to be interesting to see. So I went and measured mine. This is the demo model that I get, and I measured mine. And surprisingly so, 56 degrees, it was D3, it was 64 on the lie, and it was 35 1/4. I was shocked. I almost never get that. Not just from Callaway, but from every one of them. There's always a parameter that's out. So good job, Mr. Cleveland and the rest of the clan at Callaway for making that go. All right. So that's the head. Oh, we got to talk about weight displacement, okay? Weight displacement. So what are we talking about? That's the whole idea of the toe, right? That's the whole idea of the toe. You got the high toe here, and notice all that extra weight there, and then it's a removal into the heel, and then it's all here. You can see the removal, right? You can see the removal. So what does that do? That moves the center of gravity up into the club, all right? So instead of hitting it like right here, you're going to hit it up into here area, or want to hit it up in there, and it makes not a floating high shot, it makes more of a, it's still going to go high because of 56, but it's more, I don't want to say penetrating, but it's just a lower ball flight. And that happens, okay? That happens. And it's about moving the CG around. Now, what else makes this thing? Because they're going to be telling, when you talk about wedges, what's the big thing with wedges? It's like in drivers, it hits far, blah, blah, blah. Wedges is about spin, right? Does it spin? So what do they do here? They've done 3 different things here to help you make spin, all right? And we're going to go back to the face. All right, so the face, if you look at the grooves, they call it groove and groove technology. And the groove and groove technology, what that really means is the grooves go all the way across the face. All right, that's one, so that you don't have any worries about wherever you hit it, you're going to get spin. The other part is in the area that's between the grooves, there's another grooving going the other direction. I doubt you'll be able to see it, and I don't think you can see it in there, but they're very, very small grooves. So it makes the face coarse, okay, and that's what grabs it. The final part is, and you've noticed that every time I've shown you this, it's a dark gray. Right? It's a dark gray face. And why is that? Because it's raw. It's a raw finish, raw milled, whatever you want to call it. It's a raw finish. So it's going to grab. So it's coarse by design, right? So in the black, it comes in a black finish and the satin finish, and they both have that raw on there. So we got lots of heel and toe relief for being able to interact with the turf in various conditions. We've moved the center of gravity around so that you get less of a floff shot and more of a controlled shot, we'll call that. Then we get the grooves in here, so you got more grooves going across the face, you got diagonal grooves, so it grabs the ball in a more proficient manner. And then the metal that it's in, it's not 4s, but it's very, very soft. So working well, right? The offering that they're going to have in this one is the Dynamic Gold Spinner. The Dynamic Gold Spinner. The Dynamic Gold Spinner. And a black and silver. Now it's a 115 shaft, and the spinner comes from a long line of what the rifle shaft used to be. And since they own rifle, it's not a big deal. And it's to give you a little bit more snap at the bottom of the ball. And then they finish it with the new lambkin gray grip that they've got. My demo did not come with that. It came with an Align grip, and I didn't think I was going to like the Align grip because I like wedges that, you're going to have to open up a wedge and that Align is going to bother you. Not so much in this particular case. So does it make spin, right? Does it make spin? you saw the inside results of it. And what I did is I wasn't trying to hit a whole bunch into the same spot. I was hitting a variety of shots. I hit some full swing shots, which I really don't like doing with this, but it really felt good coming off the club. I was using Chrome Softs and Chrome Soft XLSs, just so you know. And I was using half shots, quarter shots, knockdown shots, just to see what kind, if we saw spin change and that kind of stuff. And we did. But I was getting somewhere around 8,500 to 9,000 on big shots, on the kinds that you just dig in and you want to go get. My knockdowns went down to about 7,000, and then the ones I just had to nuke, they went way down. When I was hitting 110, 115 with wedges, I mean, come on. However, and that's what they're for, right? But they were all pretty good. They're all in a straight line. They were all within, I don't know, a yard or two of the center line. I'm going to show you where it hit. All right, see that? Not bad. Not a bad little pattern right there for 10, 12 shots, and it worked out really well. Now, I took this thing outside. I went and played golf today, and I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to put it in play, but I had got a chance to put it in play in quite a few playing positions, playing predicaments, not necessarily sand, but in thick, in kind of weird places, some pretty decent distance shots that a guy would need to use this wedge on. And I got around, and again, I shot a 79 today, so yay for me for breaking 80. But I used the wedge quite a bit, okay? I used the wedge quite a bit. I used them in knockdown shots where I had the ball, I'm a lefty, so the ball's behind me. I had it where it was right on the edge of a sand trap and knocked it in and just hit this knockdown chunk, and it checked. I never do that, okay? And it checked, so that was pretty good. Some chips on, some, pitch onto the greens where I had to get it up high and then it had to stop. Did that. I went back after I hit and I opened up the blade on a couple just to see if I could do it. Now, when you open up blades, when you open them up, you got to have certain conditions. I'm not a guy that can pull that off like Phil and professionals, and I was able to get under that. I struggled in tight, all right, in tight pan conditions, and I always do. But I struggled in that one. But the rest of them, it came away with flying colors. There is something about that raw finish that gives the reaction of the club or the ball feeling softer, right? And when you're hitting a wedge, you don't want this big marble feeling thing. You want it to feel like you came off with a level of control, and it does, all right? And it does. So if you're looking for something that gives you a little bit of spin, something with a little bit of consistency, something with a little bit of flair, right? This could be the club for you. Now, as always, in every single club, talk about getting fit. Now, do you have to go through and hit 3,000 golf balls? No. But analyze the swing, analyze the playing conditions, analyze the way that you want to get through it, analyze the shaft, all these different things. Ask questions about that and make sure you're getting the right club for you. Even if you're using graphite, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with those. And get fit that way that this becomes a total complete weapon in your bag, right? Total complete weapon in your bag. But as far as this recommendations go, when I normally do this, if you're a guy that plays a mountain type golf course, check. If you're a guy that wants to do more than just lay it down, make it a tool, check. If you're a guy looking for something that's a little bit softer, check. If you like something a little different, check. If you're a guy that can get it through the ball just like I did here, check, right? So I think it hits all the marks, right? I think it really does. It really hits all the marks. Now, the only question, because it's new, is the durability of the face. Is it going to wear off, or is it going to rust, or what is it going to do? And the only way we're going to do that is if we hit like 1,000 golf balls and we figure it out. But this is more of the review of all the other things. So it's very playable, very good feeling. It works well. It creates spin. It does whatever it's supposed to do. So check out the dealer. If you're interested in something like this, let us know. We can help you out. And as always, let's see your scores go low.